Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance, episode 42 of Guess the Trade. Now, episode 41 was a reload episode, so that's where we look at someone who we've already discussed what their trade is. We already know the answer to those things. So there's no answers to give in this episode where we looked at Lockhammer's MCT Blackout, but he had a lot of really great tools. Again, I saw a lot of things that we could learn from the outside of his bag, how he attached certain things. That's probably helpful to a lot of us, so I appreciate him sharing that. Well, episode 42, we're going to look at one loadout, and that is tools with Tim. He is sharing his Milwaukee Packout tote along with an organizer that he snaps onto the bottom of that. And then there's also, I believe, to be a Klein pouch. I'm not 100% sure that it's Klein. Again, I don't overlook all these pictures before I get into this. I want to look at them just like you guys are. But just from an onset, I believe the colors is a Klein, but I'm not real sure, so we'll find that out. But let's go ahead and jump into his tools and see if we can guess what it is that he does. So we're going to start out with the outside of his bag. Again, it is a Milwaukee tote. He's got a compact organizer there. He's going to pull these tools out, but just to give you an idea as we look around there, if you want to see that, and I think we even see a little bit of a different view later. But again, compact organizer, Milwaukee Packout tote. Looks like he also runs Bosch power tools. Back here in the background, I can see a saw or something down there. Looks like he's running 12 volt and 18 volt. So he's got the 18 volt impacts, drills, and then over here he's got the 12 volt, looks like a sander, or that might actually be an 18 volt sander, but he's got a 12 volt sawzall, possibly a router, possibly it looks like, or a jigsaw, and then he's got the Bosch Flexi Click. So I used to run the Bosch Flexi Click, and I actually preferred the heads on it over the M12 installation driver, but I had the old brush version, and it just didn't have the power like the M12 installation driver does. So whenever I swapped over to M12, and I got the installation driver, I sold my Flexi Click, even though I still really liked using it, but I had to carry around an impact with me along with the Flexi Click all the time. Like, I can get into a job with the installation driver, and I know no matter what I run into, it's probably going to do it for me. The brush version of that, I just didn't have enough power. I don't know if the brush one does. I think the inch pounds on it and the installation driver is kind of the same. So I don't know if this is the brushed or the brushless, but you can let me know, Tools with Tim, what you think about that one. So he's got Bosch tools, Milwaukee tote, Milwaukee organizer. Here is the other side of that tote. So I'll zoom in a little bit there to get you up close. It looks like he's got some sort of a case or pouch inside of his tote, and then he's also, again, it is for sure a Klein. I can see the name on that orange right there, but I thought whenever I saw the orange, black, and gray, I was pretty sure it was Klein. So again, we're going to see these tools. Looks like he's possibly got some Romex over there on the right. He's got a couple, looks like probably Knipex. He's got an ox pencil, engineer scissors, and then it looks like those are those 45-degree probably vice grips. I've got a pair of those myself, a couple pairs actually. But here's the other side of his bag. Next picture. So now we're getting into that organizer. So this is underneath of his pack-out tote. Looks like he's running an M12 impact along with some M12 bits inside of some foam cutouts. He's also got a spot for a battery, it looks like, over there. Looks like he's also got the vessel magnetizer Malco up there. So that's what he's running inside the tote there. Here's his impact up close. Let's see if we can look at the name here. Simon Tools is his bit holder that he's got on there. In case you're interested in that, looks like it holds 3 bits on one side and probably 3 on the other. One more over, there's the bits that he's using. So he's got Milwaukee on the right and kind of his custom stuff on the left. Looks like some self-tapping drill bits, some step bits, and then some of the Milwaukee drill bits as well, and a long bit holder here. So this is underneath of his bit case. He's got also the right angle adapter with a socket adapter in it, and over here it looks like those are some basically if you got like a rounded off bolt head or something like that, you can get those out. That's what kind of sockets those are. Next picture, here's his Klein pouch. Again, Camelon, I think it was. I can't remember what Matt kind of spelled it out for me. I already forgot what it was, but looks like, again, that's the tape measure that he's running. 16 foot, engineer scissors, Milwaukee Fastback 1505. Again, I think he pulls these out, so just to give you an idea, there's his pouch, a different look. Yeah, here we go. So, again, 16 foot tape measure. So it's a Weehaw bit holding screwdriver, ox pencil, and those were the Irwins that I was thinking about. I've got a couple pairs of those. I actually really like them. I don't think you can buy them anymore. And then he's got some kind of something on there. I don't know if that's that. Knipex has a light that's kind of like that. I don't know if that's that or not. Also has the Knipex 180s, pliers, wrench, and cobras, and then he's got the jaw protectors on the cobras. Again, my favorite size of those. Stud Buddy, ox pencil. I've got an ox pencil. I just bought one recently. It's not too bad. So here's the next picture. So here's the bird's eye view looking down into the Milwaukee Pack-Out tote. So again, this is one side of it. We're going to see all these. So just to give you an idea of the loadout, if you want to see it there. Next picture is the outside. So he's got a Southwire, looks like pen light. Maybe that's also a non-contact voltage tester, ox pencil, ink zaw, the 32585 Klein thermostat screwdriver, and then also a Phillips screwdriver right there. So we get into the next picture, again looking down at the other side of his bag. He's got a pouch in there. We'll see what's maybe in that, along with it looks like a 7-inch square from Milwaukee. I don't remember mine having magnets in it, so that must be that. I think they do have a magnetic rafter square, so that's which one he has there. Also, a couple different bit cases it looks like, so again, maybe we'll see those in a minute. Here's the other side of the bag, 16-foot Milwaukee tape measure, along with, again, some 12-2, looks like Romex that he keeps on the side. That ought to probably put you in a direction. So now here's where we're going to see the tools. He's got the Irwin automatic strippers, along with some sort of a plug tester. I can't tell what the brand on that one is. Skill electric screwdriver. I've picked that one up. I've got that one. I've got a review for it. I got it crazy cheap on a Black Friday deal. I still prefer my Vessel, hands down, because it feels more like a screwdriver. But I actually like the lever on that Skill one as far as left and right instead of forward and reverse with the Vessel. But I keep this one in my house bag, and that's kind of my in-the-house electronic screwdriver. But I still prefer the Vessels, but of course that's definitely going to be a lot cheaper option for those of you out there that want to maybe get into the electric screwdriver game. So he's got that. He's also got some Weehaw, looks like those are those power button diagonal cutters, Milwaukee strippers, Milwaukee lineman pliers, a pair of 250 Cobras. He's got that small Klein multi-stubby, that's the smallest of the bunch. He's also got the Philo insulated driver that takes bits. Very handy because you can basically put any bit you want into that and make it an insulated screwdriver, so super nice to have. Also a T-handle there. I don't know if that's Weehaw or not. It kind of looks like it. Looks like he's got a lot of Weehaw tools. So Weehaw demo driver. Also looks like he's carrying a Tough Built and a Milwaukee Fastback as far as a couple knives. A Milwaukee stubby with bit holding, an old Klein Tools 11-in-1 Milwaukee jab saw, but that one's a fixed blade. It looks like that's not the one that takes sawzall blades. Pair of big cable cutters, pair of Milwaukee snips, and then some Ulsa Tools hex keys along with a Klein Tools torpedo level there. So I'm assuming that's all that one side. Here's the side with all the other things. So it was a Maxpedition pouch. Along with, he's got a couple different bit holders right there. Pro Torx. I'm not sure what this one here is. Looks like that's probably, he bought that and it was hanging on a pegboard. Looks like it's pretty handy. Electrical, let's see, some solder for electrical. Also another step bit. Looks like he also has some red zip ties and a piece from a fish stick up there or something, it looks like possibly. Here's some Huskies, and here I always say you can kind of look inside of containers like this, and more so than probably even tools, this is probably the more of a help in a guess the trade than even looking at tools, because sometimes multiple trades use the same type of tools, but whenever you get into hardware, that's when it starts to ring out to you. So if you look inside of there, he's got connectors for metal boxes. Also looks like he's got probably some insulated staples, wire nuts, those kinds of things all up in there. That blue box was a Makita box. I wasn't expecting that. I was actually expecting that to be like Ox Tools or something like that, because it's kind of the same color of his pencil. And again, there's his thermostat screwdriver. That was a Southwire non-contact voltage tester and ink zaw. And again, that Ox pencil right there. Going on to the next picture. So here is everything that's in that Maxpedition. It says Precision Tools, or I think that's what that says there. He has a Glory Fire all-weather notebook, also some sort of a pencil with a level and all sorts of stuff like that in it, a Pentel Graph Gear 1000 with 0.9 lead. Again, can't say enough about that pencil right there. My favorite pencil by far. I can't even imagine finding another pencil that I'm going to like more than that pencil. I probably have 10 of them. some laying around here, 2 or 3 in my truck, some in every notebook that I have. I absolutely love them pencils and can't say enough about those. So he's got that there. And then he's got another type of pencil there. That even looks like one that I possibly have too, but I can't think of what the name is off the top of my head. So next picture we'll move into, we have the inside of the Maxpedition. So he's got the Tool Check Plus with metric. Also, he has some sort of a flashlight up there. You guys probably are going to know that more than me. It looks like a pretty fat, stubby type flashlight, but I don't know, have a clue what that is. Also, a Vera ratcheting screwdriver with, I'm assuming maybe that is a wire nut twister or something on the end of it, just based upon his other stuff. I'm not sure what that is. Getting over into this side, he's got a crescent pair of something, a couple different things, some tweezers, some joker wrenches, looks like a knife as well with a file, and then a cobalt, some sort of a screwdriver right there. Maybe we're going to see, let's see if there, yeah, there is one more. So we'll look at this, see if we see anything else pulled out more so. He's got a pair of vice grips there. Also looks like he does have the SAE version of the Vera sockets on a rail. The All Sun right there. And then he's got Leatherman. I can't make that out. That's a little bit too blurry. Some of you probably know exactly what Leatherman that is. And then a couple different rulers. Let's see if there's any more. That is the last picture. So we'll go ahead and look at the inside of that. We'll skip back a few. Go to the, again, here's the inside of his Maxpedition. Outside of it. One side of his bag right there. All laid out. Here's some of the hand tools on the other side of his bag. All laid out, or his pack out tote anyways. And then we'll go around the outside of the bag. Continuing there. There's the other side of his bag. Here's his Klein pouch. So that's probably the stuff he uses the most, or at least that's how I use my pouches. There's the outside of it. Here's his tote. There's what's inside of his tote. And again, now we're at the outside and the very first picture right there. But there you go, guys. There's tools with Tim's pack out tote, pack out organizer, and then his Klein pouch right there with a lot of great tools in there. I would probably lean towards a certain direction if I didn't know, and I would be wrong. I'll just tell you that now based upon what I saw. If I was just guessing and not knowing, but I do know. So I'm not going to guess on this one, but I will say that your first probably impression is not going to be correct. So go ahead and think about that. If you've got questions for him about, like, say, the Klein pouch, I haven't known anybody that's been running those. Kind of give us your feedback on that. I'm kind of curious about that myself. I've seen a few videos from different people, but I've never seen I don't know any individual around me that's actually working that is using those. But again, if you've got any other questions for him about tools, whatever it might be, make sure and drop those down below. And then also don't forget to guess what it is that you think he does with those tools. But I appreciate you sharing them with us. But as always, I hope this video was helpful. You guys stay safe. Have a blessed day. I'll see you in the next video.